I wanted to do a video today on a customer who has some irrigation issues going on. Nothing major because I've done a lot of work. But there was a leak of one of the emitters that just popped off. And we have some new plantings here that need irrigation. And rather than the homeowner having to come out and water it themselves and mess with that, and they're too busy for that, understandably. So I'm going to install some emitters for these particular trees and the new plantings so that they don't have to mess with it. And so the irrigation system comes on and these new plantings will get what they need and they don't have to mess with it right before it gets really hot. So this is good timing for it. This is something that you could do to your irrigation system if you have one, if you have drip hose in particular, but even if you don't, it can be added. But when you have new plantings, sometimes it's really hard to keep up with the watering. So this is one way to do it and keep it simple. I'll show you. We have this red bud here that was planted, I think maybe a year or so ago, and it was struggling last summer. So we have irrigation, we have drip line out over there and over here. There's there's drip line throughout the area, but it's very sparse. There's only like one run of the drip emitters, and they should normally be like 12 to 18 inches apart, depending on the spacing of the emitters. But anyway, besides the point, they are not enough to help a new planting like this redbud. So I here installed these little emitters that can be adjusted. And so with this running for about 45 minutes to an hour, a couple of times a week, which is what their schedule is, actually it's about an hour, this will certainly be putting out enough water for this particular redbud during the summer, and the homeowner won't have to come out here with a little watering bucket. So this is great for new plantings. And then as they get established, these emitters could be moved very easily just a little further from the root ball area so that we don't keep the roots staying close. We want them to expand, which is why these emitters kind of go out a little bit more than right up against the trunk. We don't want that. But we also have a couple of other ones. We have a Rose of Sharon right here. Last year, she said, the homeowner said this was not looking good at all, and it looks like there was either storm damage or maybe a deer got in here and tore part of this off. So I got those rocks moved out, and I've exposed the root flare quite a bit more. This was just way too deep, my goodness, and you can feel, see how it's bulging down there? Those rocks were restricting the vascular flow, as well as the soil being up against it. This is another video, but the trunk tissue is not meant to be covered like that. That's how rot begins, girdling roots will happen. So anyway, there's lots of reasons to have a professional come out that knows what it is their expertise is, such as an irrigation system. Okay, I'll brag a moment. One of the benefits of being an arborist for over 17 years and tree health, that's been my thing. That's why I know this is so important. So while I'm here doing this little irrigation installation of the little emitters, I can do this. And if you have contractors that you work with that you like, and they have experience in various industries, that can really come in handy at times. And this is one of them, where if I was just an irrigator and didn't know about this or the importance of it, I would have just installed these and moved along. But I've installed the emitters and removed some of the root and removed some of the soil around the flare root, even though this is still a little too deep. This tree was planted way too deep, but I don't want to take too much out. It is almost May in just a couple of days. It's going to be getting hot, and we don't want to do root color excavations in the summer, or if they're done, they need to be minimal and very careful. That's, again, there's so many videos that can be made. Y'all better let me know if there's something you want to know about, because there's too much to go over. Let me know if there's something you want to hear more about, so I don't waste your time and talk about stuff that you just don't find interesting. But it did not have any irrigation to it. So I put these little emitters on here. This is covering most of the drip area and the root ball. And so these will come on twice a week. Let's see what else we got. We've got more over here. Here's one. I put 2 emitters on these. You can see each of these emitters put out 1 gallon per hour. So for this one, we got it running for an hour. We're going to get 2 gallons, and for twice a week, that should be good, because they haven't been getting anything other than what the homeowner would put down inconsistently, understandably. You know, it's hard to remember to come out and do this, and there's about 6 new plantings. So if you have new plantings, get yourself an irrigator, have them install some drip emitters so that they can get water when they're being established, which is really important, at least for the first 6 months to a year. It's imperative. And really, they're not done establishing for maybe 3 years. But we need to make sure that root ball is getting enough water in the beginning. And then we need to also simultaneously, we need to make sure that they're getting water outside of the root ball area as well, not just with these emitters, but with inline drip hose emitters or maybe regular sprinklers. That way it encourages the roots to expand into new fertile soil, as long as the soil's not compacted. And here we got it going on again. So really 2, 3, or 4 emitters is best. Right here we have the neighbor's yard getting a lot of water. You can see from some of the other things going on that they're getting plenty. So the root zone out there is getting enough. We have a drip emitter right here behind me. So that's why this one got 2 and not 3 or 4. But they're putting out exactly, each emitter here, they're putting out 1 gallon per hour. So this one's getting 2 gallons an hour. And that's about right for twice a week. So in closing, it's real important whenever you get a new planting to make sure they're getting enough water when they're first planted. And if you have questions about that, that's its own thing about how often, how much, how frequent. For the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, first 3 months, and 6 months, it's quite frequent. In some cases, it's 3 or 4 times a week. And not forever, but while they're establishing them. That's really hard to do if you're coming out here with your own little bucket and watering it. That's when these drip emitters really help, because they'll come on with the irrigation system, and they can be programmed on their own if it's on a particular zone. I really like these emitters. I like the flexibility that they give, because you can have different kind of species that require more or less water, and they can be on one zone, run them for the same time, but adjust how much they're getting by the different emitters. Like this emitter here puts out 2 gallons per hour. The others put out 1. Here's another one. This puts out 1 gallon per hour. And you can go to 0.5 gallons per hour. And it can be, again, it can be tailored to what species of tree and what stage they're in the planting. All on one zone. All right, so this was a short little video on micro emitters. If you have any questions about how to water a new planting, let me know, because that's really, it's extremely important, and that deserves its own video.